I am Lucine. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make a pop-up tunnel card with our Cricut machine. This one is for Thanksgiving, but they're all put together exactly the same. So if you have a different holiday, just follow the same directions. You can skip through the Thanksgiving stuff. This is the card from the left and the right. It's got our little turkey there. All right, so let's do it. All right, let's get started putting this together. There's a few things that I did to make it a little different. I wasn't crazy about the design on the print and cut, but I couldn't find one I really liked better. So I just took some of my markers and I colored in a little bit here and there to make it a little different. All right, so what we've got here, I did the same thing with the flowers. I've colored in some of the flowers. I'm going to color these leaves in, but I won't do that on screen. And I'm going to color in a little bit of the background of the pumpkins. I don't care for the white. So I'm just going to take a blue alcohol ink marker, a real light blue, and just softly fill some of that white in with the blue, just to make it a little more appealing. At least it looks better that way to me. All right, now what you've got is you've got your back. Now I used some leaves for the back. There's really very little bit of the back that's going to show, so you could actually just do it in a plain brown or black. Just tiny little bit on the outsides is going to show. The front, there's not hardly any of this going to show either, just the edges. But since I wanted my edges to show, I went ahead and did that in a printed cardstock. So that's that piece. Then you've got your inside piece. This is the piece that's going to stick out and that the turkeys are going to go on. And that is going to show a little bit. And the plain blue would have been fine, but I wanted it out of this. And unfortunately, this was just paper. So I went ahead and cut out that too, and I'm going to glue those together to make the turkeys go on that. The turkeys will go on it like so. I'll show you how to do that shortly. Then you've got the front piece. And this is optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it's going to go on the front here. And I just thought it was pretty, so I'm going to put that on the front. Then you've just got all your basic, you got panels. These would have been out of the light blue if I hadn't used the paper, but I'm going to use these for the panels. And since it's just paper, since the panels are already on cardstock, I didn't back those. All right, I have got the little leaf things that's going to go on the side panel, this one here. And that's the black shadow, which is optional. Then you've got the leaves, which will go on top of that. And then the stem, which will go on top of that, which I made out of the same brown as the background paper. Got a black Happy Thanksgiving, and then some various leaves and acorns and flowers. There are extra in the pattern, so when you cut them out, you're going to have a few extra left over. If you don't want to use them, don't use them. If you want to pile them on there, pile them on there. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to just color most of the things that I cut out. Just going to color them, and I will do that off screen when I'm ready to do that part. I'm going to move all that to the side right now. I'm going to grab my glue. I use Art Glitter brand glue. It won't warp. It's really strong, which is an absolutely amazing glue. It dries really fast, sometimes too fast, but it dries completely clear, and since it's matte, it doesn't leave a shiny clear space. If you get a little drip somewhere, it dries so you can't see it at all. It's pretty cool. All right, if you had the scoring tool when you cut these out, it's all ready to go. You're going to fold on your scoring lines this way, and then you're going to fold it back this way. Now I use bone folder to make my folds nice and even. And And I'm folding them the other way first because it scores on that side. And it wants to fold that direction first. So I'll fold it and get a nice fold and then fold it in that way. So you've got a valley fold here and then 2 mountain folds there. Then the inside piece, remember I said I was going to glue it together, so I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Folds in half, and then the 2 little folds on the outside get folded back, like so. And you're going to glue those 2 little pieces inside this. Now, it doesn't really much matter where you put it. Even if you put it clear on the edge, your piece is going to lay down flat like this when it goes in the envelope, and that's not going to hurt it too much, but your gilly's going to go here, so you don't want it so far out that this is going to stick out further than an envelope. So you got to kind of judge where you're going to put it and how far out you want these to stick. So I'm going to do it about halfway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on one, and I'm going to stick that where I want it, which is right centered, top to bottom centered, and about halfway. I want to stick out just a little bit. And then I'm going to put glue on the other side. And then I'm just going to close it. That makes sure that it's nice and even and in the right place. And again, this glue dries super quick, so look, it's ready to go. I didn't get any glue on the paper there. All right, so that's all there is to that. Put that piece away. Then you've got your front, and I'm going to glue the top part down. And again, this was optional. Make sure you get your corners. Glue on your corners. If you could tape this on if you'd rather. I find that this glue is nice and strong, and I like it nice and strong. Alright, so let's glue that down. Okay. Then I'm going to glue my panels on. And this folds in half backwards, like that, and these fold up. Right on those lines, the score lines. All right. And this is going to go, there's glue right there, but I'm going to go ahead and put the turkey on first. So on the turkey, I'm going to put, now these are mirrored. No, don't worry about the, I'll take my 2 turkeys and I'm going to glue it onto this piece. Now, I'm going to fold this back like this, right? I'm going to take this turkey and I'm going to put a little glue just on that side. And I'm going to center it on this here so it sticks out quite a bit. Now I'm going to put glue on the whole back of the other piece. And you can tape it, but glue is going to be a lot better. And I'm going to match that up perfectly with the other turkey. And press them together. Now, if you've got white showing here, which you will have it since it's a print and cut, if you cut your turkey out of a solid color, then you won't have to worry about that. But since I've got some pieces here showing, I'm just going to take my markers and I'm going to slide over that because I don't really want white showing there. So a little red there, a little brown here. Looks like I lost one of my pieces of leaf there, so I'm just gonna make that green. Okay. And a little yellow on the nose. Alright, so now I've got my turkey. Now I'm going to glue the front to that. It goes just straight like so. So I'm going to put glue on this panel. And I'm going to very carefully center that down. And I'm going to do the other side. Mangled that corner a little bit, but it's not going to show. This. And that down. You see where we're going here? And it's going to go in the envelope like this. So that turkey could have even come out a little bit more if you'd wanted it to. Now we decorate the edges. And I'm going to put the little pumpkin picture right down here. And I'm going to put the Happy Thanksgiving here. But I'm actually going to put that in last just to make sure that if my flowers don't get in the way. Now this is going to go here, the shadow layer. The leaf layer. Go on top of that. And then the stem layer goes on top of that. And while I'm talking about the stem layer, which I actually cut out of the same as the background material, this right here was cut with regular cardstock cutting, medium cardstock, because that's what this is. This one was cut with the intricate cardstock setting. It works much, much better. So your pieces with the scrolls, your small pieces like this, your small pieces like your flowers, you might want to do those on intricate. Now once I get this glued down, I'm going to add acorns to it. The acorns I'm going to put together. You got a cap. Which goes on it. I'm not, backwards. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to add a little color to that just because I can. I'm not going to worry about where they go too much. I'm just going to stick them where I want them. And then if you want to, you could even add a flower or two over there. That's entirely up to you. This side, these flowers and leaves go on this. Now, you do have to be careful because when you fold it, it doesn't matter if it overlaps, but when it's pulled out, it matters that it overlaps. So when you put this on, you want to make sure that you put it completely inside this fold line. So I'm going to put it like here or here, I have to make sure that it not only doesn't go over the fold line, but that it doesn't interfere with the turkey. So you've got to kind of pay attention to where you're putting your pieces. So I'm just going to glue a little bit here and a little bit on the leaves. And I'm going to set that there. Like that. And see, it'll be on the side like so. Now, do the same thing with your other pieces, putting them where you want. You could even glue them on the edge here like this and glue them to the other piece and let it flip a little bit. That's fine. Same with your other piece. And when you get those all on, there's an extra one of these too, which you can, or you don't need to use if you don't want to. I'm going to use the feather, I think, here. And I'll put this one on top of that, like so. And then I'm going to put the flowers, which I'm going to color, like so. I used a marker on those, colored those into. And I'm going to put some flowers here. But remember, the flowers can't go over that line either. If you want to put some flowers over here, then make sure that they're completely inside the flip line. And then the Thanksgiving, we'll center it right here. And put the lid on and start glue in my mouth. Now, usually when I'm doing something this intricate, I would put a little bit of glue on the side and put this on with a paintbrush. But I'm not going to right now. Okay, and then you're going to decide which direction you want your Happy Thanksgiving to go in. I'm going to make mine go this way. And remember that little glue that's sticking out all over. I lost my towel. You can dab it off, and anything that's left behind will dry. It won't show. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the camera and I'm going to finish putting this together, because how boring is that, going to watch me putting acorns together, and then I'll show you the finished part. But again, you fold it this way. Don't fold it. I guess it really doesn't matter. But, okay. So you can fold it. You can actually fold it in either direction, and it should slide right into your envelope with no trouble at all and no extra cost. So here's a little bit closer look at it. If you, oops, you can see it from the top, from the side. You can see all the little embellishments and how smooth it folds. So it's lots of fun. Enjoy. I do have a Facebook group. Actually, I have several, but the Cricut and Craft Lovers is the one that has all my projects on it. And I also have 5 blogs. LucineStuff.blogspot.com. You'll find links to the other blogs. Bye. Thanks for watching.